So I asked ChatGPT icebreaker questions to ask NBA players, and they came up with a couple of different categories. So I'm going to give you categories. You tell me which one you want a question out of. Basketball but light, pop culture, or either or NBA questions.
We could do basketball but light, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's AI. You know, it has a mind of its own. What is, which player in the league talks the most trash?
Which player? From my experience, well, he's not in the league anymore, but I was going to say Patrick Beverly, but he's not in the league, so I'm going to just go with probably Draymond.
Patrick Beverly does seem like he, he lives for that.
Yeah, that's his calling card.
All right, I think I'm recording. Paolo Banchero entering year 4 with the Orlando Magic. Kind of crazy to think. I was looking back at some old pictures of media days, and you were a baby just a couple of years ago. Now, I mean, you look like a completely different person, and you're a vet at this point in the league. Do you feel like an NBA veteran at this stage?
No, honestly. No, not yet. I don't think I've reached vet status yet. Maybe you could say with some of the experiences, playoffs and All-Star and going through an injury and stuff like that. I've had some experiences, but still only year 4 or the start of year 4. So I've only been in it 3 years, and I don't feel like a vet at all. I still feel like a young guy in the league. So definitely want to keep that young energy.
Can you compare your level of comfort from year 1 straight out of Duke into where you were, how you felt, even last year in the playoffs against the Celtics? The comparison of early Paolo to current Paolo.
Yeah, I would say, early Paolo definitely didn't, know what was going to happen. I was very confident coming in, but I still was, there was uncertainty just about how the season was going to go, and just what to expect in the NBA just as a rookie. So I'm definitely, after 3 years of, experience, I'm definitely more comfortable coming in just on what to expect and how to build up, and once the season gets here, what it's going to be like. So I think definitely I've taken that experience, but I would say, like I said, I'm still a young guy though. I think only 3 years is still only 3 years. I think once you get to like 6 or 7, you can start saying that you're a veteran. But right now, I'm still a young guy.
Would you just wait? I'm going to pull up a picture of old media days, and we'll change your mind on that. Go ahead, Mike.
Even though you are still a young guy, you've made your championship aspirations pretty clear. Does this year feel different? I mean, Jeff Weltman has said, hey, we're in the win now mode. We're no longer in rebuilding phase. Does this feel different to you as a player?
Definitely. I would say this year, probably the first time since I've been with the Magic where, it really feels pretty serious in terms of the expectations and the roster and, what we're expected of as a group. And so for me, I love that, because now it's time to win. That's the expectation. That's the standard, is to win. And I feel like that's what brings the best out of people is when you are expected to win at a high level, because there's no going short on that. You have to make it happen. So I'm excited.
Also, you just signed your new contract. A lot of money, a lot of expectations. Is that comes with it, right?
Yeah, that comes with it. I think just growing up, being in the position, I was coming in as the number 1 pick. You that's ahead, and it's just a matter of when it gets here. And so now that it's here, like you said, that's what comes with it: the expectations, the pressure of winning. But that's why you want to be in the NBA. That's why you want to be a top player in the league, is to deal with those expectations and to make things happen for an organization and for your team. And so that's what I'm excited to do, is to keep growing and to just make all those expectations come true.
Also, how cool is it? Again, you're here for 5 more years. This nucleus is sort of locked in for 4 or 5 more years. I think Desmond has 4 more years. How cool is that this is the team that is going to make the run?
Yeah, that's something that, Jeff told me once the trade happened with Desmond and everybody, was just that this is the group that we're going to go and win with. And so that makes me excited, because this is a group that, I can build with and we can build with each other. And, knowing that as a group, there's nowhere else to look. There's nowhere else to point and try to find answers. Like, no, this is who we have. This is what we got, and this is who we got to win with. So it's very exciting for me.
Paolo, we got to cut you loose, but I did find the picture. This is from September 2022. Tell me that's not a different person right there.
Hair a lot shorter. Yeah, definitely look young in that one, man. You look a little younger too, right there.
I think I've aged a bit over the years.
By the way, Mo says you're the funniest guy on the team.
Who said that?
Mo Wagner.
Oh, Mo Wagner.
And Franz agreed. You got a dry sense. Is that true? You have a dry sense?
I definitely could see why they would say that. I like
Low-key funny was the way that they described it.
That's me. I would say that's a good way to describe me for sure.
Paolo Banchero, the star of the team. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.